Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back with yet another live stream. We're back with yet another episode of the weekly Moralis streams, as you know. And we do these streams each and every week on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central European time. You should know that. Let me know how this works. I've actually switched computers, so I hope all the settings work. That's why I'm double checking everything. But it should work. It should work. Last day I was setting up a bunch of hardware here. And today we're going to discuss a lot. We're going to discuss, of course, the weekly challenge, which is very exciting because, as you know, each and every week we do have this programming challenge that I give you something to build with Moralis. This week the theme was to build something with real time and demonstrated, showed to us something that has some kind of real-time element, maybe some game with real-time communication, maybe something else with real-time. We're gonna look into that. And you know that the prize is our NFTs. And we have our board Moralis Mage collection. And last week we gave away the first one in this new style, and we did have a few other ones in the old style that we're going to also give to the old winners. So everyone is gonna get migrated to this new collection. And you may be asking, why is it board Moralis Age? Because board Moralis Mage. Oh my god, my English, guys, my English. Welcome, guys. Well, I see the chat. So why is it board Moralis Mage? Well, because as you know, Moralis Mage, it's a special type of blockchain developer that can build things quickly, achieve things fast using Moralis SDK, because Moralis SDK is almost like the magic power we give you. And you build so quickly, you become bored because you're done before everyone else. Everyone else is still building, but you as a Moralis Mage, you build so quickly, you get everything done so fast, you almost you become bored. So this is where we got it from. And last week we gave away Moralis Magmatic. And today we're giving away Moralis Mectician. We have this team that it needs to be double M, Moralis Magmatic. Moralis Mectician is gonna get given away today. And I see, by the way, the holder of Moralis Magmatic in the chat. It is Legend. It's Legend, exactly. So Legend won last time, and he's now the proud owner of Moralis Magmatic. And today we're giving away Moralis Mectician, all right? And we're hoping to grow this collection a lot. And as you know, the only way to earn our NFTs is to program something. You cannot buy them. You cannot get them anywhere else. You can just earn them by programming. But first, I want to start off with some fantastic news that we have discovered. We didn't even know this. But Moralis is growing exponentially, guys. I mean, the rate at which Moralis grows in comparison to other development tools, it's staggering. How do we know it? We actually, for the first time, in very long time, we looked at the search statistics. Look here. Websites visits. This is Moralis versus OpenZeppelin. We just passed OpenZeppelin because Moralis is this blue chart like that you can see on the screen right here. I mean, we didn't really recognize it ourselves, how much adoption we really have. But then you look at the metrics, you know, all developers, when they start building some kind of smart contract, it's many times that you go to OpenZeppelin to check what kind of smart contracts you will start doing. And OpenZeppelin is the development website that has the most traffic. I mean, we compared it to some other ones, like, for example, here we're comparing to Truffle, which is Web3 framework. I mean, it is the difference here between Moralis and Truffle is even bigger, or Moralis and Ethers, it's even bigger, or Moralis and Infura. It's even bigger. So the one that is really popular is OpenZeppelin, that people go there. So of course, it's a very big metric for us. It's insane. And we're very humbled, of course, because all of these are great tools that we are showing you here, like, for example, in Ethers or Infura. And of course, they drive a lot of developer traffic, but I'm happy to say that Moralis drives more traffic. So this is an indication that we're attracting a lot of developers, both from the traditional space of blockchain, meaning that people that have used other tools in the past, they find Moralis. But I think most importantly, we're reaching out to so many developers outside of the crypto space. And Moralis is becoming this tool that many developers that never actually programmed blockchains before or programmed any dapps before, that they learn first. And of course, this is our biggest focus. We are always looking into the future because crypto development today, it's very small. I keep repeating this on many streams, but you know, in crypto we have 200,000 developers, 200,000 approximately. It's less than 1% of all global developers. So there is, of course, the big need for us to get as many normal developers that have just maybe programmed some React. They've just programmed some traditional React or some traditional iOS or some traditional Android or Angular or something, and you know, they're coming into crypto, they're trying to learn. We want to be the tool that really converts them. Because if we can convert them from all of this old traditional TradFi tech, you know, traditional development, trad dev into crypto dev, if we can turn them from traditional developers into crypto developers, this is the goal. And of course, for this to happen quickly, we need to have appealing tools. It needs to be appealing to be building in crypto, to be using crypto tools. And that's why we are so relentless when it comes to our documentation. For example, you go to our docs. I mean, we want the developers to be absolutely shocked, almost that they kind of fall off their chair because it's so nice. That we have a lot of videos. You all know that if you've been using Moralis, you know, you go to get started, you go to how, we even have this how to get help. We tell you that you can always ask in the forum, in the Discord, we're always there. We try to give you instant developer support. We have human-based approach. What is that? It means that we're always thinking that this tech that we're building is not just tech. Many developers, they just build something and then they give it to here's tech. And if you want some help, you read docs yourself. And if you want to figure something out, well, it's up to you because now we have shipped the tech and we don't care anymore. See, this is unfortunately how we see a lot of tools being built, that people just build it and they just ship it. But nobody's gonna use a great tool if it doesn't have great support, great community, and human approach. So that's why we have great tools, great tech, but we know that without human approach, it's not gonna get the adoption we want. That's why we do have a human approach that we write about here, that at the end of the day, someone is gonna try to learn it, and they need to learn it as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. So of course, we put a lot of time and a lot of dedication into our docs page, but also YouTube. I mean, YouTube, we put a lot. And as you know, YouTube, we're pushing like maniacs here. Each and every day, we're trying to push something. I mean, sometimes we can make it each and every day. Sometimes it's a few days in between. But we have this interesting, a bit of brute force approach. What do I mean by that? Because, you know, Moralis is changing all the time. Moralis 5 months ago, it's slightly different than today. We try to be as much as possible backwards compatible, but when I say our dedication here is that even if we create a video and we have to recreate it in like a few months, we're fine with that. We're fine with that because if we can give value, we can provide content now, we should do it. And if we have to recreate some video because it became outdated, we can do it in the future. But it's also a sign how fast Moralis is developing. Man, just a few months ago, it was it was very different. It was very different. It still works. I mean, it's still backwards compatible, but the ways that you can use Moralis in now compared to just a few months ago, it's a lot. But enough with my shilling, as you all know here already. You probably love Moralis already if you're here. If you're here already, I'm sure you are convinced. But it's nice sometimes to take some pause and to acknowledge the developments and to acknowledge, you know, how far we've come and how much adoption we've got, because you clearly see in the web traffic. I mean, people can come up with a bunch of metrics, but at the end of the day, the best metric is to see, are people searching for it? Are people trying to use it? And how do you use it? You go to the website, so we can clearly see it in the stats. Welcome everyone who is here. Unity is coming exactly like Krashimer says. Will old Moralis NFTs exactly Tijan, don't worry, we will reissue your NFT in this new collection as well. You're gonna get a new one though. So as you know, before we had another collection that we've reconsidered a bit. Why? Because we want profile picture NFTs. So if you win today's NFT, please use it as profile picture, just like we do see Legend use in his profiles. And this is so important. I mean, we love when people use our NFTs as profile pictures. Where is Legend here? He was here somewhere in the beginning. Let's see, Legend. Anyway, he's here somewhere. There. It's not really visible, but this is the See, he has this mage picture. So if you win, use it as profile picture. And right now, our biggest goal is to create these NFTs because they take time. I mean, this is handcrafted. This is handcrafted art by our in-house developer, okay? By not developer, but designer, in-house designer. So we will reissue old ones. And also, I also want one of them, you know. I mean, this is the thing. Even I don't have a board mage. I want my board mage. I don't want to have my current profile picture. I want to have a board mage profile picture. So, even I don't have them yet. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We will reissue. Yes, the answer is we will of course reissue the old ones. All right, good. So topic number 1 is out of the way, that Moralis has grown a lot. Let's now go into our second portion of this episode, which is about the weekly challenge. As you remember, The last weekly challenge we gave you was to build something with real-time technology. Something with real time, something that works in real time, something that is functioning in real time. So let me bring it up. You know that the way we organize these challenges is that I give you a challenge and then you need to write your submissions in this weekly challenge. Where is it? Here, weekly challenge. And so, yeah, a real-time application. So actually today we have 2 of them. So we will have a small vote. And we're gonna discuss them. So let me download the first one here. Let's see, I'm gonna do like this, and then I'm gonna go here, and then we're gonna start this. Okay, let me see what it is. Moralis bridge. Okay, let's see. I go and I do like this. Oh, you may not hear the sound, by the way. There is no sound. Don't worry, there is no sound. So some kind of bridge this guy. Oh, let's actually read the message. Not sure if it fits completely into weekly challenge, but I wanted to try out how Moralis would work as a token bridge. So I used live queries, nice, and event swing to deploy my own little. Okay, nice. With live query function, the bridge is waiting for an event to trigger deposit as soon as the transaction is confirmed. Okay, good. So this guy has deployed smart contracts on 2 chains. You can mint smart contract on one chain by locking up in the other chain. I guess that you can, bridge this way. And all of these interactions are monitored in real time with Moralis, with live queries. So let's take a look. Man, we don't have time. Let's go to X. What's happening? See, he has, exactly. So he has Ethereum, Binance, and Polygon. And so he can basically, I guess he will move. Bridging test token from ETH to Polygon. Okay. So this particular token, 1, bridge to Polygon. MetaMask shows up. There you go. So now, as you can see, this is approved. Okay. So he has approved, and now we should see here something, I guess. Deposit, exactly. You see here in real time. In real time, Moralis tells him in real time that the deposit is pending. Good. And what I want to see also is some kind of, that it goes in here. It already came out, or no, it didn't come out yet. So this thing is pending. Oh, see? It took from here into here, I guess. This one just got minted. So he took from here, from this deposit into this. And then he took from this deposit into this mint. Yeah, works. Yeah, seems to work. I mean, this is the thing with bridges. I love that bridges really become very standard tech now. That many people can do bridges, because in the past, bridges were this magic. People were saying, how can I do a bridge? How will it work? Well, in reality, you need to lock up some assets on one chain and mint them on another chain. And with Moralis, you can do it easily, because Moralis can be the coordinator of everything that is happening. So I guess that is how this works in this particular application. So great work to, who was it? Hanmech. Thanks a lot. Okay, this is the first contestant. Sorry guys, I need to do something. One second. Clearing the nose mid-stream. Sometimes you gotta do. Okay, so the next one is something about speedy. What is this? Speedy blocks. Okay, let's see. It seems that this guy has some sound. Let's see, sound. Let me know if you can hear something. Okay. Got it. Good work, but I think the clear winner is the bridge. I mean, we don't even have to vote here. This is very fantastic work, by the way. Thanks for submission. But, getting the latest block is perfect. But in comparison to the bridge, it's day and night. So, of course, big shout out to you, Kwadu Sayo. Very nice submission. But, I mean, of course, in comparison to the bridge, this is night and day. But the thing is, it's not about... Always this challenge is not about winning, it's about building something. So big shout out to you for building something, but of course, I mean, the bridge is clear winner here. So Hanmech, write me your address And we're gonna send you the NFT. And the NFT that you want today, as you know, it is the Moralis Mectician. Mectician you want. Okay, that's very nice. And each and every week, I give you a new challenge. So the question is, what we should do this week? I want to create, let's go to Q&A soon, but the question is what kind of theme we can have this week? Because I want to give you some new challenge each and every week. So we did have Avalanche last week. Soon we're going to have Phantom, by the way. Phantom is integrating very, very soon. Let's see, we have database features, we have cloud code features, we have automatic sync features, we have Web3 API. Okay, I know the next challenge. The next challenge is that you go nuts with the Web3 API. Man, I don't know what you can do anything here. But your job here is to utilize the Web3 API to the fullest potential. It's a lot of things you can do here, by the way. You can resolve different URLs, domains, by the way, different domains, unswapable domains, ENS domains. You can query everything about tokens. You can search NFTs. I mean, this is a monster scope here I'm giving you, because you can basically do whatever you want. But let's ensure that you really try and you understand the Web3 API that we provide. So this is the next challenge of this week, to really go crazy, go absolutely nuts with the Web3 API. Oh, sorry, man. See, I mean, I have a new computer. I haven't really set up all the settings yet. We cannot have notifications midstream. One second. Let's see. How do I mean, it's good it wasn't something embarrassing. I mean, it could have been something. I remember in the previous versions, it was like, don't disturb, like night mode or something. I know when you turn in a projector, there is they block notifications. 1 second, let me go. Notifications, don't disturb. Exactly, I want don't disturb. Is there any way to set it quickly? Man, show previews. Don't show any previews. Okay, this should be okay. Man, new machine, a lot of settings, a lot of tinkering to do. And let me also remove the sound. We don't get. Okay, good. Let me write in the chat that the next. So as you know, I'm writing here in the chat the next challenge, and then you have to comment. You have to comment on it with your submissions next week, just like you do here. Now, this Henmech guy commented, or girl, and Kwasawa commented also. So this time we are doing Web Weekly Challenge. Web3 API. Web3 API, go wild. There we go. So to submit for next week, you just reply to this. Reply to this with your project that you've built. Yeah, let's add some fire. Tijan is already here giving some fire. These frogs, I don't like the frogs, to be honest, man. I don't like them. But for some reason, I got them into my frequently. I don't use them very frequently, to be honest. But yeah, I don't even like them, these frogs. They are very creepy, the frogs. Okay, let's go to Q&A. Let's go to Q&A, and we're gonna discuss more massive. Oh, of course, we have massive SDK news. So we have a big update to the SDK. It's another big topic. I think it should be already in the documentation. Let's see if it's in introduction, crypto login. Here it's authenticate. Is it in introduction here? No. How to get help, requisites. Intro here. Crypto login. See, we need a bit better docs when it comes to initializing. So what we've done, you know, in the past, you had to initialize your server with Moralis.server URL, Moralis.app ID, and you had to do that. .initialize. Let me ask my team where we have it in the docs, by the way, because I want to show you in the docs. 1 second. Where is... So while I'm getting the link, let me explain to you conceptually what it is. So in the past, we had Moralis.initialize, and it still works. But the thing is, now we have a lot of new features. Initialize. Yeah, Moralis.initialize. It's in quick start. Okay. Here. But now we have changed it to Moralis.start. And so in the past, we did like this. Yeah, here it is. In the past, we did like this. Initialize and server URL. But now we do like this, Moralis start. Why is it so? Because Moralis start will actually run initialize. We needed a new function in order to do several steps. Because now to initialize Moralis, it's not just .initialize. It's also, for example, Moralis.initialize plugins. It's another kind of initializing of plugins. Let me just say init plugins. Then it is Moralis.init web3. So it's a lot of different steps now that we have to do. And we don't want the developers to be doing them and keeping track of them. So we thought, why don't we just make a new function, Moralis.start, which will handle all of this initialization for you. So this is a nice change. And everything still works. Everything is backwards compatible. I mean, you can still initialize like this if you want, but then you need to run Moralis.init web3 if you use web3. And if you use plugins, you have to run Moralis.init plugins. So this is a bit of a change in terms of how you can faster bootstrap your application, and everything is already loaded, because our philosophy is always that it should be as easy as possible. I mean, the less steps, I mean, if we can hide all of this and just have Moralis start and everything works, it's going to be way better, and we're going to be able to onboard even more developers. So we have changed that, and this is only the beginning, because this allows us to make it even easier in the future. Let's say in the future we have a bunch of other features, they can all be tucked in here in Moralis.start. So we're more flexible. So this is a big change, and it affects everyone, because I think you should update. If you use Moralis, you should update as soon as possible to this, to Moralis.start. And you can use Moralis.start like this, and if you want to be sure that everything is loaded before you continue, then you use await, because when you do like this, it will start loading everything, but then your code will continue running, and everything may not be finished, like the plugins and everything. But if you want to be sure that it's finished loading, you do await. Yeah, this is the change. This is the change. And also, what is coming next is Phantom. This one we're catching up with, syncing the whole blockchain. It's releasing very, very soon, and OpenSea plugin is also very, very soon, right on the brink of release. So this is the changes, and thanks for the question about that. Yep. Why is there no good Solidity ID? Well, you have Remix, but I agree there is no like good one. We need more viewers here. Exactly, in this live stream it would be nice with more viewers, and it's trending up though. It is trending up, so with each and every week we get a few more. But add to your calendar on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central European time, and tell all your friends to add it as well. All your developer friends, they should be here at Wednesday 6 p.m. If you want to help your friends, make them discover Moralis, make them understand what Moralis is, and invite them to the stream. Maybe you can watch all together. Maybe you can somehow organize a watch party. You do you, but somehow you need to onboard more people into this way of building, because it's going to be better for them. Literally, if they know just simple JavaScript, they can build any dapp they can think of, because most dapps can be built without smart contracts. Of course, if you want your own smart contract, you also need Solidity. But if you want to build wallet, NFT marketplace, some kind of exchange, some kind of game, it's not necessarily that you need to know how to program Solidity. Even if you need your own NFT, very, very soon, Moralis is going to have, it's also in the work, but Moralis is going to have Moralis.mint. And you can mint like 10,000 NFTs with unique pictures, and it's simple JavaScript. That's it. So our job really is to JavaScriptize, can you say so? JavaScriptize all of the development. JavaScriptize, because look, at the end of the day, what will you do with Solidity? It's not that many different use cases where you need your own Solidity code, because most people, what do they want? They want to build some games, some NFTs, some wallets. So for 90%, we can JavaScriptize everything. But of course, if you have something more complex, then you need to know Solidity. Then you need to write your own smart contracts. But with time, we're gonna JavaScriptize everything, because there's gonna be templates for how to do everything. Like if you want your own exchange, you don't have to write from scratch. PancakeSwap did not write from scratch. They just took the open source Uniswap contracts and they have an exchange. And the innovation that we're seeing a lot now happening is people building on top of the existing smart contracts. So I think with time, the development is gonna be to 99% in JavaScript, using existing smart contracts or just launching instances of existing audited smart contracts. And I think very, very little will be done here, because you understand that when you code Solidity without using some template, I mean, you're opening up a lot of different vulnerabilities, because of course you need a lot of experience to know Solidity, and you need to audit your contracts and so on and so forth. So the less you need to touch Solidity is actually better for you. But in some cases you need your own smart contracts, of course. But what I hope will happen is that we will have tools where this is easy. Where if you need something special in Solidity, that maybe there is some kind of, smart contract builder that can help you with that. And we haven't yet seen such tools, but I think with time we're gonna see that more and more and more. Let's see how this develops, but so many things are just here to be JavaScripted, to be JavaScriptized. For example, how we do our 1-inch integration. You can use 1-inch smart contract with one line of code through JavaScript through Moralis. It's moralis.1inch.plugins.1inch.swap. You can swap any asset to any other asset without, of course, even knowing Solidity. We have JavaScriptized 1-inch, basically. Can you expand on what OpenSea SDK will do? So we're gonna have OpenSea plugin, and we have already docs for it, by the way. We haven't released the actual plugin, but I think we have docs already. Let's see, plugins. Interesting. No, it's not that. Plugins, let me have it. This is gonna be, and we just published this today, as you can see 3 hours ago. So what can you do? You can do a lot. You can, for example, get information about an asset, like so. Moralis.plugins.OpenSea get asset. You can get current orders for any NFT with one line of code. Get orders, bam. You can get you can sell an item. So if you have a NFT, you can list it on OpenSea very, very easily with doing a few steps here, though. I mean, you need to deploy, if you want to sell, you need to deploy a proxy contract, and then you have to approve, and then you have to create a sell order. So it's a few steps to sell. And to buy, I think it's a bit simpler. Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy, it's very easy. I mean, this is just one line here. But to sell, it's more. To sell is gonna be sign the order. You need to sign the order. You need to post the order, and you need to sign sell order. And here it's sign. Yeah, so it's a few steps here. And the reason is because you're basically giving away your NFT to OpenSea, so that when they get paid, they get the payment, they can send it to the buyer. I mean, this has to happen in this fashion. But buying, it's super simple. So buying is simple, and selling is also. I mean, it's also simple. It's not difficult. You need to do some 3 lines of code to buy, to sell. But most importantly, you can get information about the NFT like this, and this can be information that is not publicly available. This is what we've had many people ask us about our NFT API, because our NFT API can get everything from the blockchain. But OpenSea has information about NFTs that are not on the blockchain. For example, you can mint, if you have minted your NFT on OpenSea and nobody has bought it, the NFT does not even exist. It will be shown in your OpenSea wallet, but it's not on the blockchain, because OpenSea only mints NFTs when somebody buys them. So if you just create a new NFT and nobody has bought it, it doesn't even exist on the blockchain. But you can still get the information about it via this plugin that we have. It's called lazy minting. And for all of you who have used OpenSea in the past and tried to program something on top of it, you know the problem with lazy mints, because OpenSea can create an NFT only in their database, and our native API cannot get that information without asking the OpenSea database, and that's what we provide this plugin for. So this is gonna be, oh, you see, it's dark now. It shifted to night mode. It's important, taking care of the eyes. When it's dark outside, when it's time to switch, we're switching to dark mode everywhere. Yeah, that is how OpenSea will work. Great question, great question. Okay, more questions. I want to create a dapp to notify of new NFT minting. Oh yeah, it's super simple. It's very simple. You can go here, you can go to automatic sync, and you sync smart contract events. You need to know, of course, the topic of the event. So it really depends which how you mint your NFT. But if you know the contract and if you know the event topic, you can listen to it here. That is not an issue. It can, I mean, if you use, for example, if you use a factory contract to mint your NFTs, you can easily do it. But it depends on how you do it. Very, very soon, we will allow you to mint using our SDK as well, that you can mint 10,000 NFTs in like one go, or one NFT at a time you can also do. So soon we're gonna allow you to do that as well with moralis.plugins.mint, plugins.nft. So this one is coming. But now it's also possible, it's very easy, but it depends on how you do it. If you're using some kind of factory, it's easy. How about syncing and listing? Yeah, well, this is what we just discussed. How you can sync historic smart contract events and listen to real-time smart contract events. You can do it here by going to our docs and then going to smart contract events. And we have videos, we show you how it's done from scratch, how you can do everything you want, basically, to get historical and to get real time. Okay, good questions. Back to the chat. What is Moralis' story, real story as a developer? Not sure what you mean. I mean, the whole idea with Moralis came to us when we were developing Ivan on Tech Academy. You know that Ivan on Tech is one of the biggest academies for blockchain developers. And we realized that it's not good. I mean, the way that dapps are being built, it's not good. It's too slow. It's very, very primitive tools. What do I mean by that? If I want to ask the blockchain what kind of NFTs I have, I cannot do it. The blockchain cannot tell me which NFTs I have. It's crazy. But there is no one function I can call to get all my NFTs. There's no one function I can call to get all my tokens and all my current assets from the blockchain. I mean, when you haven't tried developing, it seems that these things should be easy to get, but they're not. So we started to discuss what is needed for blockchain developers, and we came up with this toolbox that is Moralis. That's very easy to use. Everyone can start using it through simple JavaScript. Whatever you want, it's one line of code away. Get transactions, get balance, get NFTs. But most importantly, it is this auto-updating database that you log in a user and everything is updating in real time. All of the transactions, everything in the database. And this is crazy because with this, you can take any JavaScript developer, they can instantly become blockchain developers because they just use Moralis like they use Firebase or like they use some other MongoDB database. It is pretty powerful. When will we be able to clone servers for... Oh, we need to add... Yeah, we need to have that. Server cloning, we absolutely need to add that. I cannot tell you exact date, but it's needed, 100%. This is awesome. Thanks, James. Your face is too bright. Okay. I'm interested in your answers to Cameron's... Let's see, Cameron. I'm new to Moralis. I'm having trouble understanding the benefits of Moralis database. How is Moralis not a centralized solution? Isn't it? No. So with Moralis, we don't control any private keys. You have all private keys. You have all the ownership of all the on-chain. Let me bring up a slides here because I will demonstrate to you how it works. So this is how you will build your application without Moralis. Without Moralis, you connect to an RPC node, which you trust, by the way. You still have to trust, someone you have to trust. You have to trust someone at the end of the day. And then, using the data from the RPC node, you have to build a backend solution, a centralized backend solution. So here's the first understanding. All dapps have two parts. They have an on-chain part and they have an off-chain part. An off-chain part is by definition not on-chain, is by definition a database and a server. So this is what Moralis does. Instead of you building this whole infrastructure yourself, the database, figuring out how to sync from the blockchain into a database, figuring out how to set up your own API, figuring out how to do logging in users, because here you need to verify transaction, you need to have the user lifecycle when they log in, you need to fetch all transactions, and so on and so forth. And everyone has to do it over and over again. So this is off-chain. This is not decentralized anyway. The only difference is, do you want to do it from scratch yourself all the time? Do you want to do it from scratch yourself for Solana, for Elrond, for Polygon, for Avalanche all the time? Do you want to run your own terabytes and terabytes of database for each blockchain, indexing all transactions, doing all index? Or will you use Moralis where everything is just one click away? And most importantly, everything is still on chain. Let's say that if you don't want to use Moralis in the future, you could still go back and do this yourself at the end of the day. If you want in the future to take a step back and say, okay, now we will redo everything ourselves, you can still do it because all assets, everything is still on chain. So you can still in the future do it. But to start, what the issue that many projects have is that they start like this. They just have an idea and they start by spending 8 months to build this infrastructure. And then they understand that their idea was not so good. So they just wasted 8 months of development. Instead, it's better you use Moralis, you build it quickly. You probably will use Moralis forever. But if it is the case that you need for some reason to not use Moralis in the future, you can still do it. You can still take a step back. You can still, build this up yourself. But for 99.999% of use cases, it doesn't make sense. Because for 99.99% of use cases, everything is still on chain. And we allow you to build a meaningful front end, a meaningful user experience faster. That's the point. That's the point. So do you become more centralized using Moralis? Absolutely not. Because, what can happen at the end of the day? The worst thing that can happen is that you take a step back and you do this on your own, which you can still do. Nobody is removing that option, but the most important thing is that you can go to market in weeks, maybe even days. You can move ahead quicker, you can build quicker, and you understand that crypto, it's a fast-moving industry. So you have some idea and you're slow at building it, someone else will build it faster. Someone else will just create it in a few days, and that's the power of speed in this industry. So this is very important. What about the comparison to Alchemy? Alchemy is just RPC nodes. If you want an RPC node, you can go to Alchemy. And they have some, extra features to the RPC node, but Alchemy is RPC node. And, our philosophy is that building on RPC node is not a good idea because RPC nodes are very low level tech. What does it mean? RPC node is kind of like the CPU, okay? If you want to build a website, you don't talk to the CPU. Why would you talk to the CPU if you want to build a website? CPU, it's amazing, but it's low in the stack. And you're very high up in the stack with your browser. So you have to think about the stack as layers. So CPU is like the first layer. It's low in the stack. Then on top of that, you have operating system. Then on top of that, you have the web browser. Then on top of that, you have the website. So your website, you only speak to the web browser. The same thing is in crypto. RPC node is like the lowest layer. It's very important, but it's the lowest layer. On top of that, we have Moralis. On top of that, we have Moralis SDK. And when you build, you don't have to speak to the RPC node directly. It's going to be a very, very long time for you to build anything if you speak to the RPC node directly. Just like imagine you build a website and you have to write 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. You have to write your website in binary. Man, you will be writing for the next 10 years just to show me some kind of image on your website. So this is the big difference. And this is why we're saying, look, when you use just an RPC node, you have to build all of this monster of infrastructure around it. You basically have to build Moralis yourself. This is what you'll be doing. You have to build Moralis. And when you're finished, in a year, there will be a new blockchain. For example, Solana will be big and you have to restart. Or Elrond will be big, you have to restart. So the power of Moralis is that We do only this. We don't do anything. We just do infrastructure, and we ensure that if a new blockchain comes, your dapp works. This is the power that you come to a new ecosystem with Moralis. We support it, and it all works out of the box. If you want to adopt new features, new technologies, is gonna be in our plugin store. So we're opening up the plugins to third-party developers. So we hope to speed it up. And at the end of the day, it is not more centralized, because at the end of the day, everything is on chain. And at the end of the day, if you want, I mean, you can always do this yourself. If this is some kind of requirement of yours that you absolutely have to run everything yourself. But I don't think that this is the future of blockchain, where everyone runs everything themselves, because at the end of the day, it's just not efficient. It's like with what we're seeing in many industries, that the more tools you have, the more great tools you have, the faster you can go. And you're still censorship resistant, because everything is still on chain that is important. So some things should be on chain, like assets, ownership, NFTs. That needs to be on chain. You need to have your own keys. You need to control your own keys. So that's on chain, and some things should be off chain. For example, that you have a great solution to index the blockchain, to get your user data, to get your user transactions, to read stuff from the blockchain. By definition, it is off chain, of course. But yeah, thanks for a great question. Thanks for a great question, Cameron. RPC nodes are painful to maintain. Yes, exactly. VH, I agree with you. At the end of the day, RPC nodes, they're not really meant to be used for applications, to be honest. RPC nodes are meant to be for consensus, that they can reach consensus. But they're not made to handle 1 million requests per second, all right? It's not. That's why also we have this slide that, okay, let's say that you build this, you connect to RPC, but then it's maintained, provision, it's a lot. It's a lot. I've seen a Power of Moralis doing 4 hackathons in the last 6 months. I just focus on the core of my dapp. Fantastic, fantastic. Great to hear. But at the end of the day, when people ask us, compare yourself to this. I mean, I think all the companies in crypto, they do a great job. So we're not saying that, all RPC companies they're doing a great job. I think for what they're doing, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So big shout out to them, of course. But our philosophy is a bit different. Our philosophy is this, that we think that RPC nodes are not the future, just like CPUs are not the future of web development, right? So let's see how it develops. But we love everyone who works here, and we're happy to collaborate and work and do things together with anyone in this industry. So big shout out to everyone doing some kind of tool, because whatever tools everyone is doing, it's still helping a lot. I mean, that's the most important thing, that we have a lot of people building tools. We're still at the stage where we need the roads, the plumbing, the infrastructure to go mainstream. The more developers we can have using great tools and building tools is very important. Yeah. MERN stack, exactly. exactly. With Moralis, you potentially don't even need Node.js, because you can use Cloud Functions. So it's like MER. Great, where to start? Please send me link. Well, you can go to docs. You can just go here and start by here, quick start. And you can look into demo projects, although here we need to update some stuff. And I would recommend here to log in, to email login, and so on and so forth. But we just changed the thing in our SDK, so we still need to update a few things. So I hope that we can have all of this fully updated in the this one's boilerplates and the demos, that we can have them fully updated very, very soon, that they're ready. Thanks for great questions, everyone. Let's bring this up. We're starting to have some competition discovered in ETH Online. At the end of the day, here's the thing. We love when people build infrastructure, because at the end of the day, we're not going to do the same things anyway. And that's our whole philosophy with plugins. If we can integrate someone, it's amazing, because there are so many different use cases. There are so many different things to do. And we know how, how much time we've spent building our thing. So we're not here to compete with all the APIs and tools. We rather just implement them as a plugin. And if they can implement us as a plugin, that would be best. I mean, at the end of the day, this industry is so huge, we're not even thinking about competition. I mean, it's too huge to think about in terms of competition. Instead, if we work together, it's better for everyone. It's kind of like, in the early days of any industry, it's so many niche use cases. It's impossible for someone to be great at everything. It's just too many things. And there are new things each and every day. There are new blockchains each and every day. So we are the platform where you can log in users, you can quickly get all transactions, you can quickly get all the data, you can watch smart contracts, it works cross-chain. But we're not gonna do KYC, for example. We're not gonna do something else. If somebody does a cool thing on some other chain, we'd rather have a plugin. Because if we can have a plugin, we can allow the power of that platform to our developers, and maybe they can add a plugin for Moralis in their platform, or something like that. So I think we're still, it's so early on. The blockchain space is so huge. We have a lot of different companies doing similar. We know many of them. There is one, I don't even see them as competitors. They're doing a good job. What is it? Oh man, what is his name? But they were doing something for corporates. I forgot their name. Sorry, yeah, I cannot find them. But they did a great. We even had a call with them. They did a great thing. It's kind of like Moralis for corporates. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's too huge. It's too huge. Too huge space to think about competition. How can I learn JavaScript plus how to go full stack dev? Already have a lot of experience, but no web development. Go to our academy. We have JavaScript for blockchain developers from scratch. Yeah. Like revision, great answer, Nadir. Yep, that drives innovation. Is React Moralis? Yeah, React Moralis has been production ready for quite some time. React, yeah, we've had React support for quite some time. We don't have React Native yet. We need to figure out the React Native boilerplate, but once we have it, we're ready to go there as well. Yep. Perfect, guys. If we don't have more questions, I thank you for this fantastic session. Let us see if the guy that won the weekly challenge has it. Oh, I must have posted this. Wait. Where did I post it? I think I posted in the wrong channel, because didn't I post weekly channel real time? Ah, no, it is this one. Yeah. Yes. Handmac, send me your address, so we're gonna send you the NFT. And thanks a lot for Kwadusayo for the submission. That being said, guys, fantastic time together yet again. Fantastic time together with placing is not. I'm not sure, man. I haven't used it. Yeah, I wish I could tell you something. I haven't used it. But that being said, smash the like. Most importantly, set reminders for next week. Next week at 6 p.m. Central European time, on Wednesday, we're gonna do this chat again. We're gonna do the live stream. It was fantastic time with you once again, guys. Always, we're here for you in the forum, in the Discord. We're here to help your app, to help your project succeed. The next weekly challenge is to do something with the API, Web3 API, do whatever you want. It's a very, very broad scope. You can really do anything you like, basically. Any kind of use case, any kind of dapp you want. And looking forward to your submissions. So that being said, guys, thanks a lot. See you all very, very soon. See you.